Today I would be talking about proving lines if they're parallel or not. So if we remember from our exploration, we wrote converses for the corresponding angles, alternate interior angles, consecutive interior angles, and alternate exterior angles. And what these converses say is if I have two corresponding angles that are congruent, then the lines will be parallel that they're on. Same with alternate interior angles. If they have congruent measurements, then the lines will be parallel. Consecutive interior angles must be supplementary for the lines to be parallel, and alternate exterior, they have to be congruent for the lines to be parallel. So let's look at some of these. Okay? It says decide whether there's enough information to prove that M is parallel to L. If so, state the theorem you would use. Well, if we look at this top left one, okay, these swoopies mean that those angles are congruent. And the angle pair that I give you is corresponding. So yes, M is parallel to L because of the corresponding angles converse, okay? And the only four that we can use that prove that lines are parallel is corresponding, alternate interior, alternate exterior, and consecutive interior. So let's look at this one over here to the right. I have two angles that are congruent, but these are vertical angles. Vertical angles cannot prove that lines are parallel, so no, we do not have enough information. Let's go to the next one. The one to the left, I have a linear pair. A linear pair cannot prove that lines are parallel, so that's another no. But the one to the right, I have two congruent alternate interior angles, so yes, A is parallel to B because of the alternate interior angles converse, okay? Let's look at one more example for these. Okay, if we look at the two angles to the left, those are not an angle pair. They're not alternate interior, exterior, they're not corresponding or consecutive interior. So this one is another no. I cannot get any information from that. That's not enough information. But if we look at the one to the right, I do have two congruent alternate exterior angles. So yes, M is parallel to L because of the alternate exterior angles converse. We'll just leave it at that. Okay. Now let's look at our next one. Okay. Now this one says find the value of x that makes A parallel to B. Well, these two angles that they gave us are corresponding. Okay, so, and we know for the lines to be parallel, corresponding angles have to be equal. So we're going to set these equal. So we're going to have 3x my smartboard isn't working today. So we're going to have 3x plus 5 equals 65. And then we just solve for x. We subtract the 5. We get 3x equals 60. Divide by 3. And we get x equals 20. And that's going to be the answer for that one. Our last example says find the values of x that make A parallel to B. Well, the two angle measurements they gave us are consecutive interior, and consecutive interior are 180 degrees. So what we have to do to make them parallel is we have to do x plus 5x equals 180 degrees. Combine like terms, we get 6x equals 180. Divide by 6, so x will equal 30.